You know, these old theaters just blow me away. I can stand here completely unplugged and just give it a good old strum, and you can hear me all the way up there in the gallery without any problem at all. So I'm always asking myself, how'd they do that? Well, fortunately, in the house today is our very own answer man, the monkey man, Monk.
Alas, poor Yorick, I've got answers in the gig bag. This is a great room. It was designed not to use any amplification. A spoken word on that stage or a violin playing could be heard throughout the entire theater. Today we're going to talk about acoustics and equalization. You would sound totally different in this room than you would in your garage. Why? The shape and construction of a room can help or hurt the sound. Hard surfaces create a live room, but can also cause slapback or reverb. A room filled with soft curtains will deaden the sound. Think of sound as a wave in a pool. Drop a rock in a pool and the ripples will radiate out. It'll hit a wall, bounce, and then mingle with other waves. All that bounce and mingling will change the sound. Some sounds get louder, some might disappear entirely. An audio engineer will test out a room, find the tones that get too loud and maybe threaten feedback, and could clip those frequencies with an equalizer or add some treatment to the room like curtains or foam. The goal is to get all sound equalize. So when you're heading towards your gig, whether it's an underground club or a room like this, don't expect to leave your amplifiers on the same setting as you did out in the garage. And hopefully there's an engineer in the house who knows the room and is going to make you sound your best.
Well, thanks, Monk. Now I get it. Well, now it's time to meet the man who has invested a ton of blood, sweat, tears, and time into the renovation of the Colonial Theatre. This is David Chapman. David, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Fine, thanks. Nice to meet you, Dan. How are you?
Great. So David is the Director of Facilities and Production here at the Colonial. And you've been involved with the restoration long before it even started. Is that correct?
That's true. I actually came in here when I was in my 20s as part of a school project, and then began working as a volunteer in 1998.
Let's talk specifically about this balcony behind us. Is that original to 1903?
Yes, it is. It's basically made of wood and plaster, and it had been preserved. Was just basically painted over the years. And
so it was all stripped down?
Now it was all stripped down back to its original wood and plaster, and then primed, and gold leaf was applied in certain areas, and then a lot of the historic colors. We did investigations through the layers of paint to find out what the colors were.
So since the theater has reopened now, what's been one of your biggest thrills?
A theater needs to be a living building. Needs to have performances and audiences that attend. So really watching people come to the theater and enjoy the performances has been the most gratifying thing, because that really is the purpose of this, and what a lot of us have worked very hard to try to make happen.
Well, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Well, now it's time to meet two more Workshop Live teachers who took to the stage here at the Colonial. Ian Campbell and Susan Mazer. How do they prepare for a live gig? Well, let's find out in our Live Light feature.
Well, a lot of my students ask how to get over stage fright. I tell them to play in front of the mirror, pretend, or play in front of, your dog, play in front of this make-believe audience, and then play in front of one person or two people like your parents, and then get some friends together and sort of work up to an actual performance. I remember playing like open mics when I was in high school. Although I was fearless then, I think as I got older I started to get a little more, a little more nervous. It's funny, at first I was just fearless, and then I started to think about it more.
I practice to the point where it gets instilled into me, and you could feel it now. It's not, you don't have to think it anymore, it just happens. And then, you can look around the crowd and it won't affect you because it's happening inside of you.
Whenever you guys are ready.
Is a ship, and she sails the sea. She's loaded deep, as deep can be, but not so deep as the love I'm in. I know not how I sink or swim.
I just love that song, The Water is Wide, a nice old traditional ballad. And the harmonies that Susan and Ian create are really sweet. You can learn to play that song if you want. Ian teaches it at WorkshopLive.com.
This is Jack. He's a hard-working guy. Strong, dependable. But Jack has a secret.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Workshop Live TV. Thank you very much to our friends here at the Colonial Theatre. If you'd like to learn more about the Colonial Theatre in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, head to thecolonialtheatre.org. If you'd like to see the rest of the concert or check out past episodes of Workshop Live TV, head to WorkshopLive.com. Until next time, I'm Dan Hofmann, and that's a wrap.